What hobby in men gives you green flag vibes? Number 1, actually read or well versed in a topic that comes from genuine interest and not egotistical gain. Number 2, in one sentence, take care of another living entity, be it plants, pets or peers. Number 3, my husband's hobby is making firewood. The entire process is his jam. Cutting down deadfall. Bucking it up. Carting it home. Splitting it. Stacking it. Showing off immense wood piles to anyone who will listen. Burning it. It's cheap and actually saves us like $1 per month on heating. Number 4, I knew someone in college whose hobby was restoring old books, like classics he found in a Goodwill or that had been handed down and were well loved. He would repair the glue, trim down the weathered edges of the pages, etc. My mind was blown, and to this day I wish I had talked to him more about it. Edit, apparently this is the red flag of a murderer and I'm out of the loop almost, so guess you'll see me in the news after being abducted by a stalker who likes books. Skull. Number 5, any hobby that a man isn't ashamed to do because it isn't manly. For example, my husband is a very burly work with his hands manly man, but every night sits down and makes quilts with me. He even has made a few of his own. Number 6, my girlfriend says it's a green flag that I support mediocre sport teams and have fun watching them even when they lose, which is pretty often. Number 7, so looks like the top 3 are books, pets/gardening, and carpentry, i.e. desire to make yourself better, desire to nurture and take care of others, and life skills. Gentlemen, your weekend project, build a bookshelf and stock it lots of books on pets, gardening and DIY skills. Pro tip, buy used books so it looks like you've actually read them. By the way, this list is pretty accurate. I asked my wife and she was quite impressed that I had built a bookshelf and that I could cook a meal during our third date. Number 8, I've never met him in person, but if I ever met a man, friend, FA. Number 8, I've never met him in person, but if I ever met a man, friend, family, in-law, doesn't matter, and he has a basement room with the whole Lionel train setup and a faux city, I'd be all over it. Please let me watch, help, set up. Heck, I'll help dust and clean it. I would find it utterly enchanting. Number 9, I make my own wine and pasta. I wonder what flag that is. Italian flag. Number 10, first time my boyfriend came over to my place, we'd only been going out with each other for a couple of weeks, the cat came sprinting down the hallway to investigate who this stupid new human invader was, and how very dare I not alert him to his presence. Cat skids to a halt, gets scooped up and was fussed over for a good half hour or so. That's a major green flag, that they love animals. Not so much when they then bloody ignore you for 10 minutes every night when they get home from work to fuss over the feline overlord and tell them all about his day. Number 11, I dated a woman for a few months who told me that a man owning a cat was a red flag for her. I had a cat that she knew about from day one. So I said, I guess I'm not man enough to carry your baggage or something to that effect. That was the last time I saw her. Me and my little orange buddy were happy to get rid of that psycho. Number 12, enjoying nature. I was in a long-term abusive relationship, and he made me get rid of the dog both times I tried to add one to our life, didn't care about watching birds with me, didn't care to help with any landscaping stuff. I'm now 1 year into a wonderful romance with a man who has outdoor hobbies, watches baby animal videos on YouTube, and just bought a house and is delighted in watching birds show up to the feeders he put up. I can share my nature with him, and it's fantastic. Number 13, beekeeping. Number 14, when they do volunteer work. I feel like it shows that they have a heart and care, which is rare to find in my age group. Number 15, it's about balance. A man who, let's say, golfs, but not every single weekend, loves live music, but doesn't live in a bar. Watches sports, but not attached to couch, being active and open to learning new things. Extra points for being handy, that's hot. Number 16, building models. They take time and patience. Number 17, my ex fosters kittens. Watching a gigantic man fuss over a tiny ball of fur was the cutest thing. Number 18, apparently my type is men who are absolute fucking nerds over airplanes. They know all the facts about the physics of flying, they can name every plane used by the Air Force, They have hand-built models of planes in their apartments. Just huge goddamn plane nerds. Number 19. When my BF was a teenager, he would find turtles with broken shells and do something to fix them with bra clips, then he'd keep them around for a few days to make sure they were okay. It was fucking adorable. Number 20. Genuine interest in his hobby, whatever it is. It's so obvious when a guy has adapted a hobby or character trait because he wants to pick up women. Like knowing 4 chords on a guitar but not having the interest to learn anything more. Also, having a genuine interest in teaching you his hobbies, cheering you on and getting excited when you outlearn them, instead of just shoving them down your throat and talking about how knowledgeable he is while simultaneously gatekeeping said knowledge. Number 21. Coaching youth sports, especially when he is a busy professional. It isn't about glamour and adulation. It's also a personal sacrifice for the betterment of children. It's noble and at the same time very sexy. Number 22. My husband is a pro indie wrestler. I went to my first wrestling match to see him. Every wrestler I've met since then has been the kindest people I've ever met. They spend their entire careers making sure their opponent is safe, charity matches, etc. That's a green flag for me. Ladies, date a wrestler. Number 23. According to my cooking a wide range of things and actually enjoying it. I will admit, I started putting effort into cooking because I didn't have money to eat out. So I developed a routine where I got some cheap wine and cheap ingredients on the weekend, then played mad scientist in the kitchen, marinating, baking, and cooking food for the whole week. Apparently I've gotten good enough that her interest in eating out has decreased. Oh yeah, and doing it all in an apron and nothing more apparently sets the mood. Number 24. My guy is into 3D printing, among other sciencey things. He recently printed me a grass sword replica from Adventure Time. I married the right man. Number 25. Many years ago, I might have said, if they're interested in comic books, Star Wars, and/or Dungeons and Dragons. Now, though? Just going off Reddit fan subs and YouTube, nope. People who like the same things I like, it's no guarantee whatsoever that they're kind or friendly or sane.